So I'm like chewing E in PE class and like doing like weed cookies and like I started out as a really good kid because I went to like Catholic school. But then I very abruptly got moved into public school and I like turned into a goth kid.
What
And
happened? Your parents lost all their money or something?
no, they got divorced. And I think probably money had something to do with it. It was never discussed with me.
Wow.
But going from like you can't wear lip gloss to like people are doing cocaine in the bathroom
Oh my God.
is like
What the
a
fuck?
pretty big fucking jump. So I went to a few different schools and I skipped around a bunch and then I ended up at another school and I got kicked out because I was like I brought weed to school and I got arrested when I was like 12. And then I brought weed to school and I got arrested again when I was like 12. So then I got kicked out of school. I had to go to continuation school and I had to go to school from another district, which is how I ended up at that school that we can't say.
Why were you bringing
Yeah.
weed to school so much?
And why were you getting arrested?
And why were you getting caught?
I smoked it at lunchtime during the bungalows.
Oh,
I was trying to be cool.
Okay.
So that's how I got caught.
they have bungalows at your high school like they have at the club?
Yeah, it's like those
Yeah,
like
I know what you're
shitty,
talking about.
like
They're like
trailer up on
they're like
Oh.
added classes on the side, and
Yeah.
sometimes
It's
on
not
the,
as fancy as I'm imagining
it's not
it.
fancy at all. There's like a
No.
ramp, and it's just
AC running.
it's not fancy.
Oh.
And then the second time I had it was like my first girlfriend and she like wanted me to bring alcohol to school and I swear to God, I didn't drink any of it. But because she got caught with it and I brought it, I was the one that got in trouble.
She snitched on you? What the fuck?
Did you guys break up over that?
100%. And then she like tried to like fight me over it. It was a whole thing. I had to get like escorted to my continuation school. It was like drama.
Do you think that if you stayed in the Catholic school, any of this would have happened to you?
No, and I wanted to stay.
So it's their fault.
I mean, you said that.
But you went goth. You embraced it. Like, was you becoming goth kind of like a manifestation of how lost and how different you felt at this time in your life?
Me coming to God?
No,
Goth.
goth.
Oh,
Was God part of it?
maybe, I guess. I guess it was just kind of like, it was the first time that I feel like I was able to think for myself.
Right.
Like, I was told what to do every fucking second of my life until then. So, yeah, even just being able to wear what I want was, like, such a freedom because I had to wear a fucking, like, blue plaid uniform every day with, like, shitty
So you just
leather
completely
shoes.
rebelled, did the stereotypical thing. Like, I'm going to do
Opposite.
whatever terrifies my parents the most.
Also, like, I don't know if you guys watched Degrassi, but I was, like, super into Degrassi.
Yes,
and,
love
like, Ellie
Degrassi.
was, like, my girl.
Okay.
So I really wanted to be like Ellie.
There was a goth girl on that show?
Yeah.
Every high school show's got to have the goth girl.
Yes.
Not Saved by the Bell.
So after that, then I moved into another school. I'm in high school now. And E was like huge. Ecstasy, like huge. So I'm like chewing E in PE class and like doing like weed cookies. And like I was like a TA for the basketball coach. So like they knew the security guards. So like if I got like too fucked up, they'd be like, yo, like you need to go walk home. Like at that time of my life, it's funny because I feel like my parents felt like I was very sheltered because I never went to a party. Like I was always at home.
You were partying at school, though.
I was partying at school, or like they wouldn't get home until 5, so I'm like snorting E like by myself, like whatever. So
A lot of kids I know from LA have a story about them doing ecstasy in high school.
I mean,
ecstasy was huge.
no, it was. I know about the kids in my photo lab at my high school doing E during photo lab, but like I was just never a participant in it. But like you are the person who's participating, and I'm just fascinated because I was such a rule follower, and I was so scared of getting caught or doing anything outside of the lines. But you were down.
I think it was like at that point I had already got arrested, so it was like, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
Like as a kid, it's like you're not gonna end up in like.
And then the school administrators and the security guards like had your back. Like,
At that point in high school, it was like they didn't really give a fuck.
wow,
I'd never got in trouble at that school.
they were
Wow.
enabling you. That's kind of fucked up.
And so I'm imagining that this is where the part of your life where you're sucking a bunch of random dicks might have began, but you said you had a girlfriend?
No, okay, so I lost my virginity. Can I give specific age? I know
Sure.
sometimes it's okay. I lost my virginity when I was 12, and then my first like real relationship was with a girl. That girl, fuck you. I loved you.
That snitch. 6'9".
So it's funny because everyone thought I was like a whore in school. Like people would like throw shit at me and be like, "You need to suck my friend's dick." Like people were like fucking cruel to me in high school. Like it was fucked up.
You just had that vibe, or they were just assuming?
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was cute and I was smart and I'm in honors classes and I'm not fucking anyone. So it was like naturally I feel like, oh yeah, she's like having a gangbang at the party that I never went to. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I just feel
That's
like
what
it
people
was like,
wanted to say about you because they
they
couldn't say anything
needed
bad.
something.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
they needed something. I
see
feel
what
like.
you're saying.
You were in honors classes while taking ecstasy pills in gym class? That's impressive.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you deserved it? Because like, I'm such a good student. I'm allowed to do drugs.
It seemed like it was easy, and I was just like, because I didn't really have friends outside of school because I wasn't allowed to go anywhere. It was like my way of getting a reputation,
Okay.
you know?
So you're doing it for the attention, not like because you really like
I
the
don't
drugs.
know. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
To be completely honest with you, it was fun.
I mean, it is fun.
I'm picturing myself just on an e-pill looking at a math problem on a piece of
no,
paper.
no.
It's like 80 different
No.
math problems at once.
I was laying on the floor outside of the math bungalow. I remember I'm just like, "Ah." And my friend walked out and she's like, you need to get the fuck out of here. Like the timing happened really well. But then can I move past
Sure,
high
yeah,
school?
yeah.
So I never took the AP classes, like the tests at the end of it, because I knew I wasn't going to college. I just knew like it wasn't going to fucking happen. And so I started waitressing in a Mexican restaurant, and I made like $300 every 2 weeks, like barely making fucking shit. And I was eating like,
Tortilla chips.
it's embarrassing. Like I'd go to like the dollar store and like get the 2-for-1 like cans of soup, and like that was what I would fucking eat. And so I remember I was dating this dude, and he wanted me to move with him to Arizona, but I didn't have a car because I just got in a car accident and my car was totaled. And so I was like looking for like a second job so I could like get a car and move with him. And I saw on Craigslist it said LAX bikini waitress position. And I was like, I could fucking do that. And so me being 18, 19 years old, I didn't like Google and see where it was.
Oh my God.
And I walk in and there's a naked woman. And I'm like, go to turn. But the guy's like, hey, are you here for the interview? And I'm like, okay. So they like take me into a VIP booth. I'd never been in a strip club. Take me in a VIP booth and they're like, okay, like talk to me about being a stripper. And I was like, I wanted to be a waitress. And they're like, oh, well, we don't have waitressing positions here.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, so I told them no. I go home. 3 weeks later, still no job. And so I called them back and they were like, okay, well, you can start at our other location as a waitress. Other location, the shittiest place that you've ever seen in your
Where was it?
fucking life. The middle of goddamn nowhere.
Oh my God.
People are getting fucked in the ass in like it was bad.
In the club?
In the club.
Wow.
Like it was one of those ones where like there's like a curtain, so you have to like check before you go into the dance room. And asshole, okay, like people were like trying to fucking fight me. Like it was like a whole fucking thing.
How long did you stay there?
Like 2 months. So the first night I worked there, I made $100, and I was like,
Compared to the Mexican restaurant. it's
Pretty
pretty good.
$300 in
Yeah.
2 weeks, $100 in a fucking night? Are you joking me? And so I had already had like a dance background in like hula dancing and like ballet. So everyone like naturally they're like, when are you gonna go on stage? When are you gonna go on stage?
Because you were just walking around.
I'm
like,
just waitressing.
laughed.
They
Okay.
knew if they could get you to be a waitress that you were going to start stripping sooner or
And
later.
I fully know
Yeah.
now, like hindsight 2020,
Yeah.
they were grooming me into getting into it. And so I finally go on stage. I'm talking shit because it's this girl going like this. You know the girl I'm talking about on stage. She just fucking walking around with like a bitch face.
Like a bull.
And I'm like talking to my manager. I'm like, this girl, what the fuck? They're not even dancing. He goes, go on stage and do it then. And I was like, he slides me $100, and I'm like,
Okay, I'm going.
he slides me another $100, and I'm like, okay. The guy that had like been wanting me to go, he's like, you're going on stage? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay. I go on stage. He throws $1,000 in $1 bills, and I was like, this is literal heaven. And so I quit waitressing. I quit my other waitressing job. My boyfriend broke up with me because he found out. And after that, it was like, I'm flying here, and I got a trailer, and I like was traveling. I went all through the South. I danced in like 13 different states, and like spent like a month in Florida, spent a month in Texas, went up to Pennsylvania, and like did that for a long time.
Normally, I think stripping sounds kind of depressing, but this
This is
actually
a very
sounds fun.
glamorous
Yeah.
version of it.
Not even glamorous, but like you're just traveling around in your camper, just having a
It
good
was
old time.
so fucking fun.
Yeah.
And then there was a period, because I know this is the kind of stuff that you're interested in, where I was like going to Vegas every weekend, and like my dabbling into like, I don't like the word escorting because I like no one fucking believes me. And I talked about this in Soft White Underbelly, and like the comments are all people like, this girl is so full of shit. I did not fuck these guys. I did not fuck them. I would go on ski trips We went to fucking Hawaii. Like, they want arm candy to go to like the O show in Vegas and like go to like fucking dinner. Like, and that was just life for such a long time.
And you met these guys at the strip club?
But you would never fuck them?
Never.
They just didn't try, or you were able
One
to just
guy,
say no?
he was actually angry that I even like talked about it. He was like, no.
Because you wanted to fuck him?
I did kind of want to fuck him. He was cute.
Wow.
And he
And
was
he
not
was
down?
nice.
And he was,
No.
what, this sounds like no other man I've ever met in my life.
Did they have like families or like?
That specific dude, he had dated a stripper before who had his kid. And so in his mind, every stripper's like trying to con
Trap
him
him.
into, yeah.
So it's like, I will pay you to come hang out with me and be hot and whatever, but if you try to fuck me, you're out of here.
Yeah, because he thinks I'm
I
gonna
mean, it
like
does
poke
sound a
hole in the
little
condom.
unbelievable, but I believe you because I, you know, it's not like you're the only person who's ever told a story like this. But